What I definitely want to do if I'm behind anyone in my class is follow them through the traffic. I mean, it sounds obvious, right? They're going to create a gap for you. Just follow them through. Like, most of the slower traffic will actually leave the space. I mean, that guy is just jumping out of the way, so that was just easy, but you know, there will be other moments like that, and the guy doesn't even need to do it. This is really bad timing, by the way. Because you cannot really go side by side here if the timing is bad. So what I'm doing, I mean, this only happened because the MX-5 is like opening the steering here and just going straight first. He could have easily went for the apex here. It's good for him because Johnny showed himself in the mirror early, telling the MX-5, I'm going for the move, don't turn in. This is what you should also be doing as a car. Make your intentions clear. But the thing is, also commit. You cannot show your nose and then not going through the move. Like once you showed your nose, or for example also flashing with your car, then you should go for the move, not hesitate. Because, you know, this guy is scared and he will just leave the gap there. What I'm trying to do is, you know, if he would turn in like normally, you get a later apex. So you're taking the run. Because you cannot gain anything on corner entry in middle. You're trying to get a good run out of the corner. So the last possible moment you're not a stack behind here. Ari, this is Tool, yes. Indeed, you heard that right. It's the patient. I mean, even at this stage, when I'm looking at all the MX-5s here, I know I will pass a few of those guys on the straight, but I'm also thinking, what will I do if I'm approaching next corner? And then sometimes it's also, you know, the guessing game, and can you make it? But then it's like, alright, I can make it, I'm committing for it. And by the way, Suzuka is actually really smart MX-5 driver, because you know why? They leave space for me regardless. Like some of the MX-5 would already go over here because I can do the racing line. The faster drivers have to make the way through, which is a good guideline. But, and here's the thing, you can make it obvious for me when I should go for the move, and you can help me to actually executing the move. And Suzuka is actually doing that in this moment. It's like, alright, I'm staying to the left side, you can take the inside. And it's so much less dangerous. Right? Bye-bye. Have a great time. This is a spot where it's super tricky. Because I have no idea what the MX-5 is going to do here. And this is where the guideline of taking the racing lane is coming in. Because what I'm expecting, what is predictable, is I'm expecting the MX-5 to go over here. Because, you know, they want to be on the right side of the track for the next corner. And I'm probably, if I'm assuming, I will probably look for the inside here. Yeah. And you can see I was still waiting a little bit here. Because if they stick to the inside here, I would have taken the outside for sure. Because then it's way easier for me to pass in the last corner over here. But you're in the open here, so alright, I can take this here. Issue here is, I also don't know what the car in front of is doing. Because am I completely sure that that they are aware that I'm here? They could turn in for the corner here. So I have to also be careful. Like, I was prepared to actually slow down, so in case they get in front. That's why I'm so hesitant here. And then I realized, alright, they don't turn in, they leave me a lane. I can try to work my way through on here, and then... Alright. Need to leave the space, like, on the inside there, and this barely just worked. Because, yeah, car on the inside was just tiny little bit understeering on an exit. But it's just because, you know... Line is so shallow for the MX-5 here, and like, but I'm aiming for, like, I'm on the outside, I'm on the outside track surface. Like, I cannot really go further on the outside here, and I think the next two passes are easy. Yep. This was bad timing, I think. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I can take this car here for sure. I'm obviously going for that. I wasn't sure about this one, but I think I committed. And yeah, again, think it's Maple, right? Yeah, Maple. Again, watching the mirror, seeing that I'm coming, leaving the door open for me. And I'm by the way, sometimes I'm way up on the gas here. Like, this is not a corner we need to lift, but I want to make sure that I'm clearing the car before we would actually make contacts. And that sometimes means that I'm overshooting the entry and then have to slow down on the exit, actually, which is not optimal, but it's better to make it safer like that, right? Okay, that was the first round of trailing, I think. Okay, that's a back marker. Oh. Same thing as the other situation. I have no idea where this guy is going, because racing line would be here. But the thing is, like, look at my car position. Like, I'm more to the right side. Like, in his mirror, he's seeing me on the right side. This is normally a clear indication for him to actually, alright, I'm going to the right, just leave me the space I need on the right. Like, if you decide to go to the right side here, you're actually making it a guessing game for me, because, you know, I need to see if I can squeeze my way on the right side, and if I have to decide to go left side, I need to do that. Like, I don't have infinite time to do that, right? I have it like, maybe here I can still move over, and that's what I did, right? But the thing is, if I'm closer, the closer I am to the car in front, the less time I have to make to decide for the other car, for the other way, right? But this just barely worked out, and like, alright, I'm going here now. And he's also seeing that and he's leaving me the space. Yeah, just see where the next traffic is coming. The thing is with the being predictable, just in general, as onboard, let me get an example. Let me get close again to the next traffic. Why is it so important to stay predictable? Because I get the full picture of the racing situation. This is what I'm seeing. Okay? Also, I know the MX-5 is turning in. I can't take the corner like I normally would, so I'm delaying my apex. Like, optimal, I just, right when it's open again, I want to be on his left side here. I'm taking a late apex here. Like, with having in mind that I want to track out, like, with one car width on the track surface here. And also taking some consideration that the MX-5 is not even going on the track limit here. I'm leaving extra space. But the thing is, this is what I'm saying. I'm getting the full picture here. The guy in front is only seeing this tiny box here on the top, which is the virtual mirror. And that is way harder to judge than what I'm seeing behind. So that's why I should always decide when to go for a move or not. You should not go left and right and trying to help me or anything. Like getting out of the way, because, you know, I have the better picture. I decide if I want to take the inside or not. You can only stick to one side of the road, if that makes any sense. But you should not. I'm always telling, taking the racing line is a good guidance, but sometimes the racing line is going from the left side to the right side of the track. What you should be doing is, if you divide the track into two pieces, if you have a car behind you that is starting to do an overtake, don't switch the side of the road anymore. Just stay on one side of the road and let the car behind you choose wherever he wants to go. It's similar if you're racing for position. Like, you cannot go do any blocking maneuver. Like, once the guy is up your bumper, you should not move to one side of the road anymore. And that is really enhanced if you're doing multi-class. So, please, let me pull up next round, because I can give you an example and I can tell you this will be an issue. Lime Rock Park, okay? This is a straight. I think this is even called the not even straight on the track map. What the racing line here is, like, once you hit the apex here and track out here, you go to this curb, then you go to this side, and then here. And you're changing from the, if you're driving here, you go from left side of the road to right side of the road to left side of the road again. Please, if you have traffic behind here, do the 50-50, you have a groove on the road as well, and stick to this side of the track. Like, either hug the inside here and then also stay on the right side here. Then you leave a lane for the faster traffic, you know, on the outside of the track, or do the other way. But if you do the other way, you cannot aim for this curb anymore. You need to arc it out like that. Okay? This is such an incident spot in multi-class, because you always have to guess where the traffic is going, and you don't want to have these 50-50% chances occasions. But this is what I mean. The racing line here is going from left to right, but you don't know, like, sometimes you show yourself on the inside here and they close the door on you, or on the outside and they say, oh, like, just make it. You can do so much as a slower car with this car positioning and body language for it, making it super easy. You know, Watkins Glen is another perfect example of this. In most of the cars in IMSA, like, this is flat out, even in GT3. And the GTPs are coming blasting by, like, really quick. Like, once I'm exiting here and I have a GTP behind, I'm not switching my side of the road anymore. I'm either sticking all the way to the fence here, or if I have the time, which I can also do, is get to the left side of the road and then hug the outside. Because then it's super obvious for the GTP where he needs to go. Like, just use your positioning. It will save you a lot of accidents, and especially being in the slower car, you will end up in the wall. Even though it's the other guy's fault for running you over, but your race will end regardless. Alright. Short note on that. I've talked about the situation in the same spot, right? I'm waiting. I'm seeing the MX-5 is not coming over. Alright. Signal to me I need to go to the right. He's making it obvious for me here, right? He could have inched his way over just like normal. going for the race lane, but he see me in the mirror and he's choosing not to. And it's like, all right, I know what to do. And this is helping me so much. I wanted to send it here on the inside, by the way. If this car would be here alone, I would have probably went for the move here. But because there's another car in the class, I cannot really do that. And I just tried to get a really good exit here, right? And this is what you should be aiming for. On exit, like right on the quarter panel of the car in front. By the way, I cannot really go through much chat right now because it would probably take too much time, but... I was sending it in here. I wanted to make sure that that I'm clearing Pacho before the Apex, because if he's turning in here earlier, then like I need to get through the situation as quickly as possible. But Pacho is smart; he's leaving the space regardless. And this is what I meant with follow the car in front. I mean, Maple knows there's a car here, so I'm just assuming they will probably also stick to the side of the road, and I am committing for it as well. And I'm also, you know, seeing from how the car is moving that they're also not checking out. You know, if they would have just went straight, I had to go to the left there and maybe prepare a good exit, like behind Maple here, or maybe even make the outside move work here. Need to talk about that one guy who was just swiping out of the way. It was just an incident. Or opposite situation. The MX-5 wants to get out of the way, which is totally fine. But he's also making it really obvious. At this moment, I'm assuming he's hitting the anchor and letting us go, because I'm seeing he's on the side of the edge and then he's just having the brakes on, right? Yeah, I'm just following the car in front. I mean, guy's also not turning in, really smart. And driving, also a thing, the more you are in the middle of nowhere, especially at the end of the race, the more you can give way. Like if I'm battling for position, I'm probably risking more than I would if I'm, you know, all by my own, like 10 seconds in front of the next position, 10 seconds after me the next position. It also depends on the timing of the race. Like if the race is 1 hour long, I don't need to rush it. Like there's an hour of pace you can extract. The series is 25 minutes, which is not a lot. So you kind of have to be really aggressive. But yeah. And yeah, basically we must eat, yeah? Think that was it with traffic for race 2. Should be it. Oh, this was also scary because I don't know. See, I'm showing myself. Like, all right, I'm going for it. I was thinking about it. Oh, will I make it before the corner? All right, I'm making it. I'm showing myself. Don't turn in. And it's Suzuka again, by the way. They could have inched over, and if you compare, like if Suzuka would be on the inside here, I would have barely just made the move. Look where I'm apexing. If Suzuka went straight here, we would have probably like just like here. Like obvious here, I cannot go to the left, like the track is blocked off here. So I'm showing myself early on the right, so Blade is probably seeing it early and like, alright, I leave the space here, right? I thought about sending it here, but I thought like, it's probably not worth it. And also the thing is, if there's 2 cars, it's really risky to send it because the guy in front will probably turn in for the corner anyways. Like if I can send it in, And even if I run a little bit wide, I probably clear the green car, right? But I cannot clear this car in front, so I cannot really send it in when it's a car, when it's a 2-car. But oh, this was a bit like it was the very last moment. Like, why would I? You can see by my wiggles, this surprised me. I kind of also did want to go to the outside there because the car in front was there. I was hesitating. That was not good. But also, like, it was really hard to see for me if the green car is checking or not. And it decided the wrong way here. I just decided wrong. But it's just the 50-50, right? I obviously had to lift and lose a bit of time. Look how much space I'm leaving here, by the way. I mean, from the cockpit, I cannot see the car. Like, I cannot just guess where he is. I need to leave the space regardless. I rather make sure I hit the apex here and not run right and make it closer than it needs to be, especially not in this stage of the race. And, you know, optimal would have been obviously that you drive closer to the car and then, you know, have a better corner, but should be last lap as well. Is this last lap? This was last lap. Alright, you can still watch first heat. Quickly find the traffic. Coming out of the pitch and jumping away. I would have probably assumed here that the MX-5 is going for the episode. I would have chosen outside here for sure. But it's just hesitation. That is what costing you the time. Okay. I mean, I just did my thing, normal line. Oh, I'm also leaving a ton of space here for the wreck to happen. I actually lifted here a little bit, I think, because, you know, the air flags, I guess. I mean, there wasn't even the air flag on the display, but happened here. Your car's running wide. Just racing incident. Clearly showing him on the outside, and the MX-5, I mean, I think it slowed down a little bit from the incident here. But they could have tracked out just like normal here. Reacted regardless, because you don't want to die. Smart decision. It was awkward. I mean, this corner in general is really weird to make moves. I showed myself to make it clear that I wanted to go something, but you cannot really do much on the braking zone. But, you know, I made it stick for the second corner. And, you know, Zuka's leaving me the space again. It's like, perfect. But I'm here at this moment, I'm lifting already. Because I know I need to get to the left side of the track, because they're tracking out. And I need to be on the left side here. Oh, by the way, I would say it's also 90% better if you're not sure to not send it and just concentrate on the corner exit. Because you know, it's also less risky, and it doesn't even lose you that much time. Like, if you just barely make the send, you also lose time, and you just stick behind and just make the pass on exit and prepare the corner. You actually, it's just win-win. What I also think about is how much time am I losing? How much time is the car in front of me losing? What I'm aiming for is the least amount of time lost for both of us. Right? This is what I'm aiming for if I'm deciding if I want to go for an overtake. Like if I'm losing 3/10 and they're losing 3/10, it's better than if we both lose half a second. Only exception if I'm really making up much time from making the move pass. Like for example, Road Atlanta. If I'm stuck behind traffic in the ASUS, I'm losing like 1.5 to 2 seconds, which is really bad. So if I can make a move that is saving me that 1.5 seconds and that guy is losing way more than I would have, then of course I'm going for the move, right? But you need to make sure you're not crashing as well, so... Alright, that was first round of trailing, I think. It was just easy pass on the straight. But... Oh, by the way, I also just look at the opponents I have in the race. I've recognized this guy, I recognize the livery, I recognize the name, I recognize the car number. I know this guy is yielding a lot. And just depending on my knowledge, how it was before, I know I can go for a move like that. Right? Would have not made the move if it was maybe another guy. I think this is also I lifted here to actually make this happening. It was just too much risk to actually go for it and showing myself here. Yeah. Tripped over. Was the last moment that I could show the inside, which I took. Which then alright. For the turn-in point for this, I'm absolutely clearing this. And now I'm also like looking up into the next corner already. I was like, alright, I'm running right here. And I'm side by side for the next corner here. Would have been actually really bad if for whatever reason they decided to also run right, but you know, that's just multi-class. Sometimes miscommunication happens. Draft snake. Which also really need to be careful what to do here. Like I'm looking what the front of the car is doing, because you know, if they're going to the left here, these cars are wanted to follow, and I need to see if I can cut across like in between the gaps here. I honestly was ready to cut in between here, like because I expected Maple to go on the edge of the circuit again. And you know, left me the space here, which is also fine, but they just showed me where I need to go. Perfect. This is also an indication that people let you by. I mean, they clearly missed the apex and not going for the line. It's alright, they're leaving you the space. It's like super safe. Also costing a lot of time if you're in the battle or not, but... Excuse me. Same livery again, right? I expect him to do this. Every other car, I would expect them to turn in. This car, I know he's staying outside. I mean, I'm waiting. Maybe he's turning in regardless. I need to still wait. But I'm expecting this. I'm like, alright. And now I know, alright, he's going straight. Alright, I can take it. And this is also not the racing what he was doing, but at least it was like, alright, I had time to react to that. It was somewhat predictable. Predictable in a way of normally I expect him to go for the racing line, but at least it wasn't like maybe this, maybe that. So it was pretty obvious what I needed to do. Oh, here I'm showing myself. I'm going for it. Don't turn in. Don't turn in. And they did learn to turn in. Worked perfectly. Oh man, this was a gaggle. And this is also a lap car from me, by the way. I remember the situation. This is really awkward. I have to say, I didn't know what to do here. I was just searching for space on the track and then just running whatever is there. It's like, whoa, it was a bit closer than I thought. I was expecting him to go to the left side here for whatever reason. And also, obviously, I want to have the best corner exit here, right? Zero again, front, yeah. Oh, you're making a pass here. Look at you. I'm also making sure that I'm not tracking out like I normally would do. There's a car on the outside there, right? But this could have been nasty, by the way. Because they're inching over. And I'm it's super awkward for me to guess. Like, I don't know if they stick to the right side or the left side here. And, you know, at some point I need to commit. And at this point I probably know, I mean, unless they like crank the wheel to the left, I can probably make the gap there. So that's why I went there. But the thing is, when you're this car, don't change trajectory at the last moment. Like, if I'm deciding to go right here, I'm fully committed. I cannot go left anymore. And if that car is seeing in the last moment, oh, I want to jump out of the way, you're just getting in my way. So this is meant by be predictable to actually, you know, don't make a reactive move, like just to the guy behind, because you just make him guessing, and that's where the accidents are happening. And I cannot really, if they went for the other side again, I have no time to react anymore. I can only accept that we're going to have a crash or slam the brake pedal and hope for the best. Oh man, this was also last moment. This is just a little bit odd. Like, they stopped moving to the right here because, you know, from my car positioning, I'm more to the left side here, right? Like, if it would be on the opposite side, then it would make sense to not check out here. But at this moment, it was just just make it a little bit closer than it needs to be. And in the end, it worked out. Right, it's a race. Right, if you've watched all the way into this, you get an achievement. Thanks for sticking with the snooze fest. Alright, cut!